damage assessment crews will head into fire zones across New South Wales and Victoria today to work out how many properties have been destroyed. They're making the most of easing conditions before several more fire spike days heading into this weekend. In the past 48 hours, at least another 60 homes have been lost, but that number is expected to rise into the hundreds. 2 people are unaccounted for on the New South Wales south coast. We begin our coverage in the town of Eden, where Defence Resources have been dispatched. Trudy McIntosh with the details.
There's been dramatic scenes in this small coastal town of Eden. The HMAS Adelaide has made its way down here from Sydney. You can see it behind me here in Twofold Bay. But there's also a fire that's now been sparked in this chip mill burning to the south of where I am. It's been a tough few days for residents here in the town of Eden. They have been faced with a fire threat coming from the Victorian border right up through these small little towns like Kaya and Wonboyne. It's just not clear at this stage how many homes have been damaged by these fires, which ripped through here on Sunday. There had been quite dramatic scenes as the sky turned an eerie shade of orange throughout the day. Embers and ash coming into this town. People had been sheltering at the local wharf, but at around midday, lunchtime on Sunday, they were told even the wharf was not safe, and many people decided to evacuate further north to places like Merimbula and Pambula. On the broader fire picture, New South Wales RFS have confirmed that 2 people remain unaccounted for as a result of these bushfires.
They were in certain locations, fairly remote, isolated locations, when they were last known, when their last whereabouts was known. We've identified that we can't locate them at this stage, which is why we're going through the process of seeing if we can locate them. Whether they've gone to family and friends, that's what we're hoping for, or whether it's something more tragic, we just don't know at this stage, and we'll continue to work through access and assess those areas and follow up those leads.
Weather conditions have eased here, which will help firefighters control this bushfire. It is still burning, though, to the west of Eden. The fire threat, though, in this town for now has seemed to ease. The rain's certainly not enough to put out these fires. They would need much more than what we're getting. A maximum of 10 millimetres is what the Bureau is predicting that we could get here in the town of Eden. Defence resources are being deployed right up and down the New South Wales south coast. The HMAS Adelaide parked here. We've seen smaller Navy boats coming off this into the wharf, helping with recovery efforts here. But it's certainly still a difficult time ahead for so many people in this town of Eden who are just simply not sure if their home is still intact.
Live now to Samantha Chiari at the RFS headquarters in Sydney. Sam, the Commissioner and Premier were furious when asked about suggestions New South Wales had rejected government assistance.
Annalise, it's certainly been a tense 24 hours here at New South Wales Rural Fire Services headquarters after allegations both the New South Wales Rural Fire Services Commissioner Shane Fitzsimmons and Premier Gladys Berejiklian rejected federal assistance. Now, we did hear from him earlier and he was not happy.
The only thing that I'm disappointed with is some of the comments that are being made. If they are true, then people should put up or shut up, as they say in the old days. If there is this suggestion that we've ever rejected something, then what is the example and why hasn't someone asked us directly about whether that's true or not?
And Sam, another spike in fire conditions forecast for the state later this week.
We've seen reprieve overnight, Annalise, so that's good news. Weather conditions have dramatically dropped off for parts of New South Wales. This was after the worst fire weather day so far this season on Saturday. We did see 13 emergency warnings in the height of the fires on Saturday afternoon and evening. On Sunday, a cool change, of course, moved up the state. As it continued to do so, we did see temperatures drop, winds drop off as well. So in the last 24 hours, more favourable firefighting conditions for our firefighters on the ground. In terms of the reprieve, well, winds have dropped back and we've even had some light rain falling across the fire-affected grounds of both New South Wales and across the border in Victoria. Now, one theme that authorities are advising residents and, of course, the firefighters on the ground, it's not to become complacent over the next couple of days. We are expecting another spike in fire weather on Friday and Saturday as this devastating bushfire season continues to worsen.
As we know, we have milder conditions today, and whilst Commissioner Fitzsimmons always says there is absolutely no room for complacency, especially given we have over 130 fires still burning across the state, that we can assume that conditions will not worsen from what we have today until at least Friday or Saturday.
Annalise, over 3 million hectares of land has been burnt so far this bushfire season in New South Wales. It is absolutely devastating. We still have over 120 bushfires burning across the state. For the time being, they're all at an advice level. 2 fires we are watching over the coming days is the Currowan fire, which of course skipped over the Shoalhaven River and is now edging towards the Southern Highlands. The second fire is the Border fire, which is impacting the township of Eden. So we'll watch those 2 in specifics over the next couple of days. Even though we are seeing a reprieve in weather conditions, authorities are advising residents to action their bushfire survival plans now because, as I mentioned earlier, extreme weather will be hitting New South Wales once again on Friday and Saturday.